Feeling shameless. Wait, hold on. That wasn't hard enough. I need to come with some more energy. Feeling shameless. We back. Fuck, no, I can't.
We ain't back yet.
We ain't back. All right. No, shut up.
We ain't back yet.
Feeling shameless. Feeling very special. Our first ever podcast episode. It's me, Sincerely Maine. And I'm with.
It's Luke Almighty.
And we with.
TK. Oh man, I just smacked.
It's all right.
You good.
It's all right.
TK got kicks.
It's corny ass.
Hey, bro.
Before we get into the interview, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been showing us support on this podcast journey. It's been a long time coming. Me and Luke.
A lot of money, a lot of time.
A lot of time. We've been spending a lot of energy on this. So we appreciate everybody for rocking with us.
Appreciate that for sure.
Throughout this whole process. And this is our first episode. And we
turn up.
we finna give you something to watch. We're going to be giving you quality content all the time. So don't even worry about it. You feel me? Just tune in, sit back, relax, and you feel me? We're going to start the show. So first off, we here with TK Got Kicks. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good.
How you feeling, bro?
A little nervous, but, ready to give some knowledge out to the community.
Spill some of the sauce.
Definitely don't overthink it. We the homies, so.
Yeah, it's a regular conversation, bro. Just say what come to mind and shit. And honestly, we're not going to ask you anything that you don't know about. So everything's about you, you feel me? So you're going to be straight.
First off, just tell everybody who you are and where you from, that good stuff.
So basically, my name's Tyler. I'm 17. I've been reselling shoes for around 6 to 7 years now.
God damn.
So I definitely put a lot of hard work into it. Learned a lot of knowledge from other people. And pretty much, that's a little background for me. But
okay, so tell the people what you do.
Basically, just sell hype shoes that you see on every TikToker, everybody that wants the new shoes, the new Jordan 4, Jordan 1, basically anything hype that has any sort of market that can resell, I'm in there.
You the plug.
PS5s, anything. It's not just shoes.
That's crazy. Okay, wait. Tell us. Okay, because I know a lot of people are gonna think it's just shoes. What other things do you actually resell?
So I actually resell.
Give us the whole list.
Shoes, hats, like Hat Club. They're very exclusive hats. They sell in 20 seconds. I also resell pools on Amazon, which we'll get into. You guys will see.
Pools? What?
What is a? What is that? You mean swimming pools?
Yeah, inflatable pools.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically,
okay. What the fuck?
I'll go into more detail with them later. Every summer, there's basically a shortage. So that makes the market.
Yeah.
Right.
Supply and demand.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's basically for every market there's supply and demand. So you just gotta find that market and just not manipulate it, but
hustle it.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
So that's besides pools though, also clothing. A lot of clothing I do resell. Not used though, only new. Used items are hard
Supreme, shit like that.
Supreme,
Palace.
Yeah, box logos do really well, stuff like that. And I also little stuff like Hot Wheels, collectible items like Funk Pop, stuff basically anything that you could think of that resells. I'm most likely tapped into the market
for sure.
Lit, dude.
It's really with Discord. They really bless. If you're in a chat.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask what. Okay, so a lot of people want to know what do you need to get started with reselling? Because a lot of people want to resell, but they usually don't know where to start. So what are the essential things that you would need to get into the market? You know what I mean?
One thing that I tell people all the time is you need to do the most research that you possibly can before you get into it. Just like anything else, you want to learn about something before you do it. So what I did personally 5 years ago, I was watching every single YouTube video I could watch. I watched Rare Kicks, Keith Adler, basically people that just taught me everything I know. Not everything, but information that helped me go for releases and stuff like that. And then the other thing is definitely a Discord chat. They're around 30 to 60 a month, but they will literally tell you everything you need to know. Restocks, what's dropping, what's profitable, everything.
For people that don't know what Discord is, it's it's kind of a community thing. It's a free app, but some of the communities that you can join do cost money to get into. So that's what he's talking about.
Around what age did you start like reselling or like getting into the business?
I actually have the first ever pair I got was on sneakers, and it was the Diamond SBs, the big tone dunks. They dropped in like 2015.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I got them on sneakers, yeah, and I remember I sold them on StockX 2 minutes after I won them. Like I didn't know. That's how much I didn't know about reselling. Like I sold them before they even
got to your crib.
I didn't know what I was doing, so I made also a lot of mistakes on my journey. So it's not always going to be like.
But damn, let me take a step back though. What actually got you into reselling? Like, what spiked your interest into getting into that? Like, where did that come from?
It was definitely more like, so I didn't want to like be dependent on my parents. I really wanted to be like, oh, I want to go do this. I have the money to go do this, or like, you know, I could do what I want to do, be independent, and like I also wanted to like find a way to make money because I really hated working a 9 to 5. So I wasn't gonna go in any other direction except I found this one and it led to great things. So I stuck with it.
Fire, dude.
Growing up, was you always like into sneakers, or is that something that you gradually just got into just for reselling?
So like actually like for the first few years, like I didn't even wear anything. Like it was just straight for me. It was more like business. Like I could either put this shoe on my foot and not lose 300, or I could sell it and make that extra.
Yeah, make that money.
Because it's dead stock.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then when you put it on your foot, it's like half the value is gone right there.
That's true. Yeah, that's very fact.
So it was hard for me to be like, oh, this shoe's $500. I'm gonna wear it, and then after I wear it, I'm gonna sell it for like what, 200.
Right.
So that was how I was in the beginning. But now I definitely got more into like personal. Like I like
shoes, collecting and
like
okay.
That. Yeah.
So like what is like the hardest part about being your age and like actually like having discipline and self-control to like uphold a business such as the one that you run?
So it's definitely like time consuming, that's for sure. A lot of hard work. It's like I definitely utilize every market I can. So I'm selling on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, on Instagram, Snap, anywhere you could sell. I'm trying to sell on that market just because it's good to utilize everything.
Yeah.
So having to always like be on top of those apps, making sure you're like responding to make sure like you want your feedback when they tell other people to come shop with me to be good.
Definitely.
So you definitely want to like always like your customers, you got to keep them number one. Even if like I'll lose a little money, I'm gonna make that extra drive to get there on time just because they might be a future seller or might put me on other people that could potentially be business partners.
Definitely help you grow your business.
So it's always good to put customers first.
Customer service.
Big factor in sneaker reselling. And a lot of people also sell on StockX and GOAT and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they take so many fees away that people don't even like $30 to $40. When if you post it on Facebook Marketplace, you can meet up with somebody and make an extra $50.
Just sell that right then and there, cash. Don't have to wait.
Damn, so let's get into something interesting. Let's talk about the bread, because I know a lot of people want to know what's that like. First of all, if you don't mind, would you tell us like what's like a rough like?
I could tell you like in sales, probably like through my 6 years, I think it's like 800,000 in sales.
God damn!
Oh man,
yo, you big money, nigga. That shit crazy.
But it's like also like that's sales. So it's like some shoes like I'm making, not like some of them break even, but like. The other thing about sneaker reselling is there's like you build your accounts to then win the bigger releases.
Yeah,
it's like there's a whole
definitely
like
with points. Yeah.
To the reason that you spend money.
Okay, and then at this point now, do you have like a rough estimate about how much you make like a month?
Depending, like good months, like 3 to 5, okay, probably. Like
that's fire. That's really good. You're 17.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Some people can't even make that working an actual job where they're
some
slaving,
grown
bro.
people can't even make that. You know, like people.
And it's on like some months though it will be like more than that, and then some months it will be really dry. Like it'll be
so
like
that's
one
the
release. Yeah. So
okay.
it's probably like some months will be like under. Like it really just depends on how many releases are happening, and that's about.
Are there like specific months that shoes tend to like stock
so like
up and shit?
Like on June there's a bunch of releases that came out. So like different months they'll just happen to be like 2 Jordan 4 releases, 2 Jordan 1 releases, and then Yeezy happens to drop 4 pairs that month. Like on August 2nd actually coming up, they're having Yeezy Day again. I just got that confirmation. So it's gonna be basically restocking all Yeezys that you've seen in the past. Yeah. They're gonna all be on that page on August 2nd. So if anybody wants to go for those, YeezySupply.com.
Good luck.
Give them the plug right there, the shameless plug. I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay. What this is something that I personally wanted to know. What shoe or what release did you make the most profit on?
So I had two that come to mind. I actually hit the Jordan 6 Dornbeckers.
What?
So there's only 600 pairs in the whole world that released on sneakers. And I was actually at a track meet, and I just got done running the 200 meter. And then I go to the bathroom, and I rush to enter, and I didn't look at my phone for like 3 hours till the meet was over. And I look, and it says, got him. And like I immediately went to StockX.
What a fucking story.
Yeah, and they're going for like 1,600 on StockX. I was like, and this was like kind of like before I really like started taking like this more seriously. So that was like a big W for me. And I ended up selling them for like 1,100, I think. And then recently I hit the Supreme Dunks, the ones that sell for like.
What, you hit for those?
Yeah. So I ended up getting like 9 card declines on the actual release. And then I just came home one day, and there's like a box sitting there, and I recognized like the tape because like they always have the same.
Yeah, they always had that.
I opened it up and I saw the the purple box, and I immediately was like, oh.
You lost your mind.
Yeah, and I opened it. It was like a size 12, the blue ones, and I held them for an extra 2 weeks, and I sold them at $14.50.
Bro, I gotta ask, what's like the biggest like? Because I know you must have clients, right?
Yeah.
What's the biggest like client sale that you've ever done? Like, what's the biggest number under one transaction that you've done? Yeah. Like, what was like the biggest payday, like instant
like,
payday?
A lot of my friends, like my boys too, like they all support me. So anytime they get shoes, it's usually off me. And it was actually one of my close friends from elementary school. So he started some like one of those online like Shopify things. He was doing really well. He wanted to cop some drip, so he came over. And I think he copped like a pair of Jordan 4s. He copped 2 pairs of mids for his girl. And then he ended up copping a pair of Jordan 1s, Jordan 11s, and some Dunks. So that was a lot that he copped. So the Dunks were like $253, and then the Jordan 1s were like $350, I think. The Jordan 11 Jubilees are $300 or $280, and then the Jordan 4s were which ones were? They're the Fire Reds. I sold them for $260. So that was a pretty big cash.
Yeah, what's the total?
I gotta put it in a calculator. It's probably, I'm guessing, upwards of $1,500. That one person, yeah. All cash too. He pulled it out and was like, smacked it down.
That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy. That's some people's month salary, bro. Like
literally, bro. I make that bro. You don't even understand. That's crazy. Yeah, you have like any like high profile clients? You saw the celebrities or not?
It's just really hard to get like at them because like the thing is with like when you're selling to like a famous person or anything like that, when you see them post a picture of anybody like selling them shoes, most likely that shoe was given to that rapper for free just so they could post that picture and say, you know, like
shot with him.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like that's like again like I'm kind of high up there reselling, but like there's people that are touching like 150 clips every single release like it's nothing. Like to me, like they look like I'm nothing. Like there's so many people that I see that make like few tens of $1,000s per release, like 20K.
You can also give yourself credit. You know, you're 17.
Yeah, I know, but I like to hold myself. You know,
of course you got to.
You know,
because that's where the money comes in anyway. Like that's where like the hustle and stuff comes in. Because if you get comfortable, then of course you're gonna get stale.
Yeah, I was trying to get FCG him to cop off me because he lives in like Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
like,
he in the city. He from the city. Yeah,
where I live at. So I actually knew my boy that used to hang out with them, whatever. But he already like I don't know. He was just. This was like right when he like kind of took off.
Yeah.
So he was kind of like busy. Like he definitely hit me back, and he was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." But so I don't want to be like annoying.
Yeah, you don't want to be that one guy. Yo, cop some drip off me, bro.
Like it's cool. Like I have plenty. Like I don't have a lot of customers, but like, I have a lot of like old head customers that are like 40 years plus. That every like big release, like the Jordan 4 White Oreos, like I know that they're gonna want a pair, so I'm gonna make sure to get their side. Cause every single release, like the Jordan Jubilee, every release they're gonna get.
Yeah, them old heads love them. Yeah. They love the 11s. They love the 4s.
That's the other thing.
They like the.
I do pre-orders and like for example the Mocha release, the Jordan Mocha, the Mocha ones.
Yeah.
You see how much those go for? I was selling them at $320 grade school.
Oh yeah.
And $350 men.
People was paying.
Yeah,
I already know people was paying.
People were like tweaking on that price, and now they go for $5. So I'm definitely like not over here charging what, like a consignment shop.
Oh yeah, bro.
Like
they be wanting to take on.
Oh my god, that shit is crazy. Yeah, bro. We just got back from LA and boy, do we know what Tyler's been doing. Some people be selling fake shoes for that resale price. So, that shit
so like, okay, so I got a question. So like, you entering the sneaker game, was it like a conscious decision, like, I'm finna be a reseller, or did you just kind of like slowly, gradually like get into it?
It was definitely like a slow process. Like, I definitely did not take it seriously. Like, when I say 7 years, I was like few weeks, like, you know, in it, a few weeks I was like focused on something else, because like I didn't really know what was right for me yet. You know what I mean? Like, when you just start something. And so at the beginning I wasn't taking it so seriously, but then I realized that like I could really take it to a different level if I started now, and like really just build those accounts. And like, dude, like the one thing I do regret is not building an Instagram to where I could have a bigger following out of the state. So I could ship a lot more out. So like a lot of times I go to events like SneakerCon, Sneaker Travelers, and like I wouldn't have like a card or like a name or Instagram. I would just be Tyler. So like there was no like brand name, you know. I wasn't building a brand till like I just started TK Got Kicks like literally a few months ago.
Okay, so I was just gonna ask, like, what do you think that having an Instagram is like important, and when it comes to reselling?
I think definitely, because you also have like your references to where like when people do business with you, they're like say, oh, smooth deal, like, you know, just to make sure for that next buyer that like it's a legit reseller and not a scammer. So that definitely helps like me sell, especially on Instagram. I also do make a lot more money than I make on like selling the apps, because it's like real people, and they'll just pull up, and whatever price I say, they usually just buy it. There's no questions asked. So.
Right.
I like selling Instagram, but I do not sell on it like super often as much as I wish. Like, but.
All right, bro. Let's switch up the topic. Let's get into like, how do you actually get your hands on the sneakers?
This what I've been waiting.
Yeah, like, is there certain methods? Like, do you have to get into bots? Can you explain what bots are? Like, you feel me? Teach us about like let's do a run through of like, you know. How do you become?
How do you get ready for a release?
Yeah, I'll start like with like my daily, like basically I just had a release recently, the Jordan 4 White Oreos. So I'll just basically go through what I did for that release and how I like set up. So I started like getting ready, probably like July 1st. I was entering all my like FLX accounts. So like, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action, and Kids Foot Locker. They're all basically one company, to where when you spend money at any of those stores, it goes to this one account. And when you build that account to a high amount of points, you basically can reserve any of those new releases coming out that you see, the Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s, Yeezys, Yeezy Slides. Basically, it's a reward system, which is kind of like not that great. So I spend money that I shouldn't even, like, I'll get like a hat just because like it'll give me some points, or like I'll get those mids just because it'll give me some points. So that's one way, but it does take time because you have to build. Like, I spent over $30,000.
Yeah, you got to spend thousands of dollars just to build that account.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of those shoes that I'm, like I said, I'm making $5 on OfferUp. Like, I'm not, and if I sold them on StockX, I'd lose money. So it's like, you know, it's like a lot. You got to like move the bricks. It's like the hard part. So that's that one way. The other thing is Finish Line and JD Sports. So that's a different company. Those are like two different companies. Yeah. And they also have an account system as well. But for their system, it's just a raffle. So there's no like pay to win. So as long as you have an account, you can enter and hopefully get lucky. I won the Hyper Rails on those to restock. Yeah. So that's definitely good. What else do they have for in-store? They also have a lot of times, like, I don't know, in Miami, if you guys live around there's a lot of raffles. So the raffles, they actually are like crazy. Like, I've hit 16 plus pairs on just raffle entries. And I just didn't have enough time to pick them up the whole, because I had to be in different places. You know
at different times,
Yeah, so it's like, the other thing is when the release day happens, you have to pick up all those reserved pairs on the Foot Locker FLX account, then the raffle entries, plus the online release. So it's just like a lot to handle in one day. But the entries for the raffles are definitely like, a lot of people sleep on them because it's like a raffle. So people, they're like, oh, I'm not going to win. But like, I went and I hit 4 pairs on the release. Melody hit me 2 pairs, and then Ashley hit me a pair, and I hit a pair. So that was like and we only entered 2 stores. So like that's one way to enter, and then that's like if you want to do it in store and you don't really have an option to be online. But then online, they actually release them at either 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. on a lot of sites. It is really hard to hit on
website
online without a bot. So basically, like how botting works.
Oh, yeah, what
like,
is a bot? What is that?
So a bot is basically a program where coders basically set up code to basically check out the shoe at a fast speed, get through like all the bypass all the pages,
the captcha,
everything like that. So, and it's also like you can run like thousands of tasks, and what thousands of tasks are, each task is a different IP trying to get the shoe. So a different location and an entire, you don't even know where it is, but like, yeah. So you can get it like doubles, triples, quadruples your chances because you have thousands of tasks running. But then the other thing a lot of people don't know about bots is to get a bot, you got to spend probably $1,000 to $2,000 if you want a bot that consistently gets pairs. And then besides that, you have to spend $600 to $800 a month on just proxies, and that's how you actually make the bot work. So it's like when you press start, for it to work, you have to have proxies. Proxies are a lot of money. So
what is that though? Like, what is a proxy?
Basically, a proxy is the IP. So
okay.
That's basically what's putting that task in a different location, or like basically somebody just trying to check it out. So it's just constantly trying to check out.
So you can't just buy a bot and then just think you're gonna hit.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't know. Yeah, and a lot of times, when I first started botting, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I'd spend $300 on proxies, and like that's nowhere near enough. If you want to hit a lot of pairs, you need to have a lot of proxies. So it's another rewards. It's just that's how the game is. But so pretty much like my first month, I think of reselling like with bots, I spent like $2,000 on bots, a couple of $100 on proxies, and I literally got like 2 pairs of shoes. So that month I was like, well, botting is like
it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it.
Yeah. And then I started getting the hang of it, and then the next release after that, I sat down and like really put like effort in, and you have to jig your address to like, depending on how many cards you have to jig each address in a different way, like 100 times.
So you mean when you say jig, you mean like
change it in like
uppercase something?
Yeah. So like you can change it as in like if it's like 123 Adams Street, you put 123 Adams Street apartment 1.
Oh,
and then next one, Adams Street apartment 2.
Yeah,
and you can do that all the way up to 10. You could also do it with room 1, room 2, room 3, again all the way up. But then you also have to have a card for each one of these billing profiles.
Damn, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like to set up for an online release like a bot, like I'm probably sitting in my room for 2 to 3 hours just setting up 2 bots, and people run like 10. So it takes them the whole day just to set up for that release that's coming up.
But then it hits though.
Yeah,
so it's like once you put in the work, it
there's
off.
like sometimes it just doesn't pay off and you waste a lot of money. But that's a lot of people, like they don't understand that botting is not always like a win thing. Like you don't just get a bot and you're like, oh, I'm
you hitting everything.
Yeah, it does not work like that.
That must be a common misconception.
Yeah, it's now it was like that, but once quarantine kind of came along, everybody was like, oh, kind of seeing the market now and seeing what they could do from home. So I feel like that definitely pushed people to get more into reselling. Now the game is like,
so the game is oversaturated is what you're saying.
Dude, it's like insane. Like it used to be like I could go on a Sunday morning to like because what they do with, remember how I said the FLX accounts with the Champs and Foot Locker? So after release, the people that didn't pick up their pairs, they released them the next morning. Basically at every single Foot Locker. So anybody watching, if you want the new shoe that comes out, wait till the day after, go to the store, a couple hours before it opens, you'll probably be the first in line, and you're going to usually get a pair. So that's how it works for that. But now it's like, all right, I went to Aventura the other day it was for the White Oreos. And I think there was 14 people in line at 8 a.m. and the store opened at 12. For the White Oreos, those literally have like $40 profit.
Yeah,
and there's 14 people waiting outside at 8 a.m. The store opened in 4 hours. Like that used to never happen.
That's insane.
Yeah, like people are like doing it to make $40, which I mean, good for you. Like you should. You deserve
it at that point. If you,
I left. I had to leave. But
it's $40.
You deserve it at that point. You worked that hard to get that shoe. Like
I sat there for a little, and then I ended up going to Broward Mall because I have employees there. So the other thing is like you can also build connections with like the employees at stores. Like I have a lot of people on my phone that are employees. So be like, oh, there's a restock come through. I'll send them like $10 on Cash App because they let me know, and I'll end up making more money. But you know, you always gotta bless them.
Yeah, make sure they.
It's really good. Like if you actually want to start reselling, like how I looked at it was always like money. But now I've been recently looking at it more as like connections. The money will follow. And like that's where I feel like I should have started in the beginning. And if people do start now, definitely worry about the money will definitely follow, but the connections is what really like built me.
I do feel like that's like every creative avenue at this point is like you need the connections.
Yeah.
If you're not getting connections, bro, like that's what the main thing with most things is like the amount of eyes that are on you is very important because that's where the money will actually come in.
Exactly.
Focusing on the money right now is not the issue. It's about how much reach you have because you never know who's gonna provide you with resources and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, so for what we got now, we got networking, we got, you know, the bots, Discord, proxies, and
there's a little more to botting though that I could go into probably. Just for like if people want to know like.
Okay.
Yeah, go into some things that frustrate you about botting.
All right. So when you bot, there's basically different bots that are good at different things. So there's foot sites, which is Champs, Foot Locker, East Bay, Kids Foot Locker, etc. And then there's Finish Line and JD, which is a different type of website. So they have like a waiting page. So then there's Shopify. Shopify is like Undefeated, Jimmy Jazz, DTLR, like the sites that basically sell out really, really fast. There's no waiting. There's no waiting room. It's just whoever buys it first.
So no queue, like, no nothing.
Yeah, so like basically like that's the only time you ever have to actually solve captures like on the bot. But like if you don't have a good enough Gmail, you're gonna get the captures that like fade. You know those captures when you press it and it takes forever to load the next like picture. So like when that happens, it's over because they sell out in less than like 4 seconds. So you have to make sure that your captcha is gonna be a 3-click where you only have to press 3 things and then continue and no more.
You're done, yeah.
So but to do that, you have to have good Gmails. So then again, you got to spend money on Gmails.
What is a good Gmail? Like,
so what Gmail is basically like you have a Gmail. Right?
I have a Gmail
so
account, yeah.
How it works is there's like points. So like your Gmail's probably like a 0.4, 0.5. So the Gmails that these also for Yeezy Supply. So for Yeezy Supply to get through that splash page, so like if you had like a 0.9 email, which is basically the highest you could have, which is the most activity. So when you like I have a bot, I literally have a bot that I put Gmails in and it literally just does things on my Gmail to make it look like I'm doing activity. So it will make my points higher.
So your Gmail is a bet. Like I didn't even know there's a point system on Gmail.
Yeah, so that's like how you get through the splash page on Yeezy Supply. You know how you're just waiting for you to finally get through the queue so you can check it out. So if you have a bunch of emails that are at 0.9, like I had for the last release, there's like 29 checkouts I got, and like there were a lot of card declines because I had a problem with my cards, but like they all went through because of the Gmails because they're like active. They get through the splash faster. So it's another weird type of.
So to up your points, you got to be active on a Gmail.
Yeah, you have to be like, there's no way a person could, because they raised like how hard it is to get to that now. So now it's like, there's no way that a normal person watches as much YouTube, reads the news articles on there. Like that's what the bot that I have does. Like I just put the Gmail in there and it basically just like reads news articles. Will just like make it look like I'm doing
somebody's doing something. Yeah.
And basically what happens is once you do that a lot, it's called a 1-click. So 1-click is you only have to press like the capture once and then it's gone. And then usually when you do that, you'll get a checkout. So I've checked out a few times on like Shopify releases, but that's definitely like the hardest part. And then get the Gmails. So there's like a lot of stuff to like that goes into just botting. That's not just the bot. Mm-hmm. So many things. The cards too. You got to have a lot of cards. You need to have debit cards, credit cards. I have 198 different cards.
What? What do you mean you have all them cards?
198 cards, I have to have 198 different addresses too. Because if I get one checkout on Foot Locker for one of those and it matches that same address on a different checkout, I'm going to get it canceled. You get it? Because it's looking like it's going to the same address. So, and if the same thing goes with the same card. If it's the same card, it's going to get it canceled. You know what I mean? So you need to have a whole bunch of different cards.
So what? Like, how do you get 100 and something cards, bro?
All right, so basically, I have probably like 8 hard cards, which is like cards that like I can pull out of my wallet.
Yeah.
And then the rest are all basically it's called privacy. So you put in your debit card and you're able to make virtual cards. And what a virtual card is it's basically on the computer and it basically is all linked to the same bank account. Like I have one account that has like 60 cards on it and it's connected to one card. Yeah. So anything that charges on all those 60 cards charges that
one
bank account. But it just makes it look like on that site
it's different cards.
It's a different card and a different address. Yeah. But technically it's charging the same thing. So that's how you kind of get a lot of cards. But then the more you spend on that privacy account, you can get more and more cards. So it's
Dang.
It takes time. It's definitely like the whole thing is sneaker reselling. Like it takes time and effort, and like when you put in the hard work, like you will see the results come. I personally watched my friend. Like I started him 8 months ago. Like told him about it, and then now he's like putting me on stuff.
Damn, you selling lessons or something?
What?
This man to purchase a course or something.
I like he was just like asking me like, of course, like to me, I feel like there's plenty of money out there for everybody to make. Yeah. Like I'm never gonna be like, oh, I don't want to tell you this, tell you that. Maybe like a restock, I probably won't tell you if it's like an in store or something. It's like 2 pairs.
Yeah, because you don't want thousands of people showing up to the store.
Most information I'm gonna put out there just because there's enough money, enough shoes.
That's what I was gonna ask. What you got to say to the people that's listening to this right now, like other resellers, and they like, man, this man giving the sauce. How you feel about it?
I'm gonna get plenty of hate, especially me trying to grow my YouTube too. Like people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're telling them this too much."
You telling too much, bro.
Yeah. But it's just like at the end of the day, like there's like 160K pairs usually released like on a general release. Like there's so many pairs out there that like if one extra kid, wants to try to get one pair for himself. Like that's the other thing. A lot of people don't want to resell. They just want to get their own size. They just want to like have their personal pair and not have to pay $400 on a $100 retail shoe.
Yeah.
So
damn,
I feel like there's
no for the people. Man.
Yeah, there's no reason not to like help people.
Yeah, for sure. What do your parents think about your resale business?
That's the other thing. I would not be anywhere where I'm at without them, and my entire family actually. Just because like. When I say the cards thing, like I have 4 cards under my name, 3 under my mom and dad's, 1 under my sister's, and then 2 under my aunt and uncle. So each one of those cards, I have a different privacy account for because they're a different card. Mm-hmm. So like basically when I get one on my aunt's card, it goes to her house, but I just pay her. So she lets me use her card and her address. Like that's a risk, but like she trusts me enough. Yeah. Like she's seen the profit now and everything, so she trusts me to that point. But yeah, without them, I would definitely. The other thing I also do is like when I get a release, if I hit 30 pairs, like I have to float like $6,000 because that's how much it costs to actually purchase all the pairs. So then I have to sell them. So a lot of times what my parents will do or my mom will do is like, I'll charge it all on her card because she also gets cash back when I use her credit card. So she's not mad about it because she's getting like $600 cash back.
Off of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then the other thing is they don't make me pay a lot of interest, but they want me to feel like I'm in the real world. So they charge me interest. Too. Yeah. So like, then I have to like pay it off and pay the interest. But I get it. It like gets me ready because the whole thing they're like big into getting me ready for like
the real world. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing why I started is because like they were very like I didn't get a car when I was like turned. Like I didn't get anything really. So like they basically like raised me to go get what I want. That's just how my mom was too. So just like carried in the family.
I mean, that's the best mindset to have now. Because now you're 17, you got a whip, you got all this money. You feel me?
Yeah.
You almost, like, technically your net worth almost $1 million. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You're chilling now. Shit.
Yeah, for sure. You thinking about opening a store once you get more established?
That's like one of my big goals that's really up there. But it's like to run a store, like you need like every size of every single shoe release that comes out.
Yeah.
You need a lot of money for that. And like that's the other thing. For me to start a store, I would definitely have to take out a loan from the bank. Like there'd be no way that I just start a sneaker store.
Oh, for sure.
Same thing with like if you see like Soul World or like the guy that got finessed or whatever.
Yeah.
So like when he opened his store, he got money basically from the Big Baller brand. If you didn't know that, so like the dad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they actually like it's like together type. So like he got the money from him to put it like to put that big of a store in the mall that he has it in is insane. But he didn't have enough just from starting off with 100 pairs on TikTok.
Yeah, he had to have somebody front him.
Exactly. So that's the only thing that kind of scares me about the whole store thing because it's like I'm in debt. So like I'm paying off like you know what I mean? And there's always interest. There's never there's nothing free. So
yeah, definitely.
Because as of right now, you have the Instagram. You have your clientele and stuff. What's like the next step in like your business? Are you gonna try to continue up the business route and stuff like that? Like, are you planning on getting a warehouse, put your kicks in and shit like that? Because I know you just got it all in your.
So yeah, like I got it all in my room right now, and I also have I probably have like 50 pairs in my room, probably like 40 or 50 in like a consignment shop, which is basically another good thing for like resellers that are starting off. You could basically, a lot of stores consign sneakers to where you give them the shoe and they take 10% off the top, but they sell them for so much more than the market is. It's insane. And they just like it'll be a shoe that's worth $200 on StockX. They're selling for $450. Or like I went the other day to the store because I had to pick up a check. Like I picked up like $3,000 just because they just sold that much worth of shoes.
Jesus Christ!
They sold like my Unions. They sold them for my Unions for $880. They sell for like $7.
That's making money in your sleep.
They're selling them for way more than what the market is, just because like most people,
most people they come here, they
want the shoes they see on TikTok.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. So they just spend the money. That's definitely a good way, but you need to have capital for that because you never know how long a shoe is going to take to sell.
Right.
So it could sit there for months and just not sell. Which I have a few shoes that's been there already for 3 months. I'm probably going to take them out because I want to move them, but.
Yeah, you got to pay a fee to take them out, or they just give them to you
they
back?
give them to you for free, but it's just a drive. It's the store that I do it at is Backdoor Miami, and it's in like Kendall.
Ooh, that's a drive. Far drive. For the people that don't know, from Fort Lauderdale all the way there, it's pretty far.
Yeah, so that's the only downside, but they do, and like the people are cool over there, the whole system they have, so I definitely like it. But if you start reselling consignment, is the most money you'll make. Definitely.
Really?
If you I used to consign with Flight Club before they collabed with GOAT. Now the prices are so low.
Oh yeah.
So before Flight Club was like charging like insane prices, like $200-$300 over the market. But people that come to Miami go to that flight store down in Miami. They're just
spending. They dropping the money.
They don't care at all. So that's like the main ways to sell it. And then besides that, OfferUp, I make a lot of money on OfferUp. It's like kind of sketchy, but I don't know.
Just because
people gotta So I usually make sure to like go with somebody, or like if it's sketch. But like a lot of times, if the people have high ratings or something.
You could tend to fill out who's trustworthy to make a deal with on OfferUp.
That's the other thing though. Like if you get into like more, if you want to buy shoes from something, like right now, there's so many fakes out. It is you see it on TikTok. There's so many like just buy the reps or just buy like that.
Yeah, that's a big campaign going on right now. They just telling you, why would you pay so much for resale when you could just get a UA that looks the same? Yeah,
which is like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I support it, but like I get it just because like it is like I see why it's so hard to like get shoes because we're on the resellers right now, but it like takes the value. I feel like it takes because you wear them out as if they're real, shoes, but. So you're technically repping.
Fake flexing.
Yeah, you're fake flexing. That's what I think of it as. But like, if you only have 100, get some dunks or something. You don't need to have like that.
Yeah, I feel like if you can't afford that shoe that you want,
build up to it.
Don't buy the fake, bro. Because you're taking the easy way out. You don't really feel like the reward of actually wearing that.
Sure.
You feel me? That Off-White 4 or that. You feel me? You just took the easy way out. So I don't really respect that aspect of the game.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Bro, so do you think that reselling has like tarnished the fashion game, bro? I wanted to get your opinion because like, you know, you're a reseller yourself, and I don't
plenty of hate from just people like,
I already know, bro.
Like, if I post a video on TikTok, like half the comments are gonna be like, "Oh, fuck you!" Like, get all the fucking pairs.
You're the reason why I didn't get a pair.
Yeah, it's like I used to be the same way back when I couldn't get like I'm like, why can't I just get one pair? And I see something on Instagram with like 48 pairs, and I'm like, how does this work? So then that's what really like did motivate me too. Like I saw other people doing it. I was like, if they could do it, I can do it.
Damn, so you do admit that you're not part of the problem.
I do. I am definitely part of the problem. I'm getting Drew believe these. I got 48 pairs. I wiped out 40 stores. Like I literally brought 6 heads with me to one store, and then I felt bad because I took every single pair there. I brought them all, and there's like a line of like actual people that wanted them. There was one lady she literally had she brought her baby in a carrier. But I told her on my Instagram, I was like, you want them, you can come shop with me. So I paid $280.
Damn, Tyler. Damn, you are so cold-hearted, bro.
He said that with no remorse.
Bro, if you want them, shop with me. Pay $80 on retail. Yeah.
I get hate from that specifically, but like, you know, just like people have a job, it's my job, so I'm.
Yeah.
So you gonna own it. You gonna own the hate.
It's just like, I just have to.
Hey going. Man, love him or hate him, bro. He's still gonna do his thing. That's how he's gonna be.
It is it is. But I feel bad at some points. Like I'll just be like, oh, sometimes I'll like the other day I was at after I left Aventura Mall because there was like mad people there for the. I actually ended up getting more pairs than I would have just sitting there.
Right.
I went to Broward Mall, and there's nobody there. So they had Foot Locker released, Foot Action released, and Champs. So I ended up getting 3 men's, 3 grade school at that just one mall. And there was like this, the best size you could get kind of grade school was like 6.5. And there was like this nice girl behind me. And like, she was behind me, but like the last pair was a 6.5. And I could get like the bad size, which is a 4. So the sizes suck. But I just let her get it, you know, just for the culture. Just because I felt bad. Like I'm still like if you're going to wear the shoe, I'm probably will let you like get it. But sometimes no. If it's more than like $100 profit, it's
it's grits. That's your shoe.
It's not happening.
When you go to these stores and stuff, like on releases, can you really spot resellers, or you never really know who's a reseller?
Like I look like a reseller. Like
you
the
do.
way I dress, I look
you definitely look like a reseller, bro.
Okay, so bro, has it ever happened where you come to a store and you're like, oh, I know exactly who that is?
Oh yeah. Like Broward Mall, like there'll be the same kids there because the same kids have the same employee. Like I'm paying employees regularly to let me know info. To like they'll let me know, this is gonna happen. The reason your account is not hitting is because they changed the algorithm. Like recently, they've been doing a lot of different stuff to try to stop resellers, which is like not annoying because I get it, but like the account that I spent $30,000 on to build up, like basically the information that's going around right now is that they're gonna reset all accounts. I was telling you guys about that.
Yeah, you was telling me.
Yeah, so if they were to reset that, all those people, like I spent $30,000, but there's people that have spent way
more money, man. I already know, bro.
Like insane amounts of money, and this is just so they can win a men's pair in a grade school. Literally only a few pairs. So when they wipe that out, it's basically if they do wipe it out, which is the information I'm hearing. I'm not gonna say where it's from, but it is from higher up. So it might happen, but if it does, it is a chance for everybody to basically.
This is some insider information. Y'all pay attention, bro.
Yeah,
He's literally telling you there's a window open. Whoever's watching it actually wants to do this. If you actually want to do this, there's a window opening up where you can get some cheese.
Yeah.
Like, it's very possible.
If they do, like, reset accounts, like, it's basically going to make everybody have to start over with Champs, Foot Locker, Foot Action. So basically, you could start winning without even buying anything, which like is only in the beginning you used to be able to do that. Now it's like whoever has the most points gets the shoes.
Yeah.
But Foot Locker is like, all the same people are winning. We want more other.
Yeah, they want everybody to be happy.
So now they're doing more like random stuff. So it's a lot bigger chances for everybody.
The resellers gonna hate you for this one, dog.
Oh yeah. I mean, like they could like if you mad, like, you know, I don't even know what you should go do, but go do that.
Hey man, they can't be mad, bro. Yeah. They all love Sean Witherspoon, bro, and he's a big ass reseller, bro. He's glorified by Nike, but he started off reselling, so they can't really get mad.
But like, it's also like the thing, like I'm telling people this information, but like a lot of people will get this information and do absolutely nothing with it, just because they don't have the mindset. Like it's a lot more work than like the amount of hours, effort that I put in is insane. Like
how many hours you think you put in?
Dude, like, I don't even know how to. The amount of times I sat out in front of stores for 6 hours and ended up not even releasing a shoe. It's like, yeah, like stuff like that. Like it's like, yeah, like that was for the bread 350 re-release. They re-released them and they had leftovers at Champs. So I knew an employee there. They had 26 pairs. A lot of pairs. So I knew that if I went at a good time, I was like 12th in line. Ended up being like 55 people there. The line was wrapped, if you know the Aventura Champs, it was like wrapped all the way down to the escalators. Ooh. From Champs. So once they saw all of those people, they were like, okay, we're not releasing them. And so I was there from like 7 a.m. So like that's like one of those things where you're just like waiting for something and then like you take an L. And there's a lot of times like, I'll make a bad investment, take an L. Because the other thing I do is I invest the money I make. Like sometimes I won't even win the shoe or like get the shoe, but I'll buy a bunch of them because I know that they'll rise later on. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
So you have like kicks on ice still?
Yeah. Like I got a bunch of university ones, those blue ones. So like I paid like, for example, like this is a sad day, but I made like a whole presentation to give to like my parents to basically loan me $20,000. to buy mochas. So this is when mochas were at $330 men's.
Yeah.
To where you could buy a lot of them for $330 simply on Discord from a bulk buyer like this. Like it was easy to find somebody. So I did the whole presentation. My parents were cool with it, and I ended up not pulling the trigger. And
why? How you put in?
Yeah, I did all that, but it was just like that was my first like. You're playing with somebody else's money, so if it does like smack
so you're nervous.
Yeah, like, you know, you ended up like losing a lot maybe. So like, but then 2 weeks after this happened, they shot up to 450. So.
You could do the math.
I would have made like 100.
How much you would have?
I would have made like 100 and like I could do the math.
Would you say that's like the biggest blunder of your career? What's like the biggest L that you've ever taken? Sneaker reselling.
That sneaker reselling, that was probably like the biggest L I took in like about to make an investment. Didn't happen, but biggest L is probably I set up so for the Yeezy slide release.
He's about to take us back. Story time.
The infamous Yeezy slides.
I have 2 bots, like, or 3 bots that I personally own. I had 2 other bots that I had got from my friends because they weren't running it. So I was running 5 bots total. So I had to set up each bot, bunch of tasks, bunch of whatever proxies, stuff like that, everything. It ended up taking like 4 hours. Went to sleep at like 4 a.m. and I did not even wake up before the release. Like I slept and I woke up at like 10:30. And the Yeezy slides, they release at 7 a.m. on foot sites and 9 a.m. on. So like I set up and basically spent all this money. It's gone. It was just because I overslept. So it was like $300.
Damn, you didn't set an alarm?
I did. I had a late night and.
You went to sleep before him?
Yeah, it was like I set up all night, and then like when I woke up, like all that setting up was just like and the amount and like the bots that I had, like Turu, which was one of the bot I had. My boy hit 12 pairs on there. Soul had like 16,000 checkouts in all their bots. So like the bots that I was running got a lot of pairs. So I definitely probably would have done well.
Damn, so it wasn't, bro. Honestly, it wasn't even the money. It was just you just wasted your time.
Yeah.
A lot of people really don't understand how important time is. Like, yeah, a lot of people don't understand how important time is your most valuable resource. You can look at it as like a dollar value even if you want. Take the job that you work, right? Let's say you're making like $20 an hour. 3 hours of your time is technically $60, right?
Yeah.
So if he's making, let's throw a number, $200 an hour sneaker reselling. He spent 4 hours setting up, right? That's $800 that he just slept away.
Missed out on, bro.
Yeah, time is your most with anything in life. Time is your most valuable resource. It's worth more than money. Like, bro, if you're spending 10 hours a day at McDonald's making $8 an hour and you're making $80, and then this kid over here is making $200 an hour with the click of a phone, obviously you're wasting your time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like time is everything, because time you can't get back. Money comes and goes. Time is never coming back. Never. You feel me? Like time will never come back. So you gotta really like utilize your time properly
and strategize.
Yeah. That's the other thing is like there's always something that's reselling. Like there's like something that's gonna be like I'm gonna go more into the pools just because I feel like people.
Talk about.
Yeah, I want to hear about the other shit too.
So like the pools basically like basically a few 5-6 years ago, my mom, she started selling Amazon. So that's basically like how we moved from Hollywood to Fort Lauderdale. So she started her own Amazon business, and she was like reselling pools often, like hundreds of pools, like hundreds. And it was insane how they were selling for $400 on Walmart, but selling on Amazon for $1,000. I was just like, why would people buy it? But it's just because people go on Amazon and they just buy it. They don't look.
They don't look. Yeah, Amazon, I will say, have the most loyal fan base, whatever that is. People go on there every day, spend money for no reason, just because it's Amazon. They find stuff they don't even need, and will spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars a day on Amazon for no reason. At all. I just had to say that. I'm sorry, but
it is
Amazon
true.
Amazon buyers are crazy, but go ahead.
So like pretty much how like I haven't been doing it for that long actually, because my boy he's been doing it for a while. It's kind of his like hustle. So basically all it is like pools come into stock very like online. So I have a bot that's called Stellar. That's basically for Walmart, Target, Best Buy, stuff like that. So right now, as we speak, my bot is just running. So if any like GPU, I forgot to mention, I sell like graphic cards and stuff like that. So like the cards that go on the PCs, they sell for a lot. So
they must sell for a lot now because of crypto and shit. People are mining and shit like that. So
they sell for a lot. So like I basically just leave it running, and whenever it comes in stock, hopefully I get like a checkout or something. So like that's the same thing for pools, and then they also do like the pools in stock. So like if you like are staying on top of it, Target will get like, or you have a Target employee, for example, they'll let you know, oh, we just got these 4x8 inflatable pools in. They sell on Amazon, check it, boom, boom. There's definitely still like fees and stuff with Amazon because you have to do freight. It's like heavy stuff. So like it's a lot of work, but like each pool, like if you're doing the right pools, you're making like $200 to $300 to even $500 per pool. And they sell like.
And your mom is selling hundreds.
She used to. So basically what happened with Amazon is they like shut her down because like she was like reselling.
She's trapping.
All she was doing was drop
shipping.
Home Depot, Walmart, like whatever, and she'd post it on Amazon, the same information. She wouldn't have any products actually, but when they bought it on Amazon, she would then put that person's information into Walmart, and that person would then get the product directly from Walmart. So then that profit in between.
Oh, it's wow, dude.
So that's kind of how that went. But then now they're cracking down on that now, so they got shut down. So now I'm actually starting a private label with my mom. It's gonna be kind of like Bed Bath and Body Works, but it's not really. It's like the first item we have is like a weird shower cap. But yeah, besides the point of that. The pools, basically, people are making, like, right now. I don't do it full time because, like, it's a lot of effort. You need a truck. Because the pools are, like, probably as big as this table.
Yeah.
Like, so the ones that sell for, like, 500 are, like, the size of this table. So you need a truck. Then you got to ship it, have freight come. There's a lot of work behind it. So I don't really have the time to, like, get deep into it. I know people that are doing that right now and making thousands a day.
Pools.
A day.
Pools.
Like, a day.
A day.
Like, he's, like, I'm not going to say his name, but he texted me the other day, like, a picture. He was at, like, I forgot what store, and it was like 8 of them. So he was just taking the truck back and forth and just picking them all up. If you look on Amazon, they were selling for $1,200. The retailer is $399. Like, that is so much room for profit. It's $800. Yeah. So without the fees and everything, he's probably making like $400 per, and that was 8 in one day. So there's always money out there for people. You just gotta really.
You just gotta really do your research.
Yeah.
That's where you come in.
Exactly.
You gotta let the people know. Yeah. Hey, y'all could flip some pools and make some money this summer. Don't cap.
Like
what you think is the most ridiculous thing you resold, and that went for bread too?
Let's see.
Shit people wouldn't expect.
Yeah, something people just wouldn't expect.
Definitely like a Hot Wheels. Like people don't expect that Hot Wheels would sell.
Well, like the toys?
Oh, like the toys, yeah. So I basically pay for a subscription at $10 for the whole year, and I get access to like go for them. And they're literally like, so I don't even use a bot. I just go manually.
You just buy them?
Yeah. And they sell for like $35 after shipping. And basically what you do is you just they drop like every week. There's like a cool car, and then you put it on eBay. You pre-sell it. So you basically sell it like right when you get it online. You then pre-sell on eBay for like the last one I sold was like $160.
For a toy?
Yeah, for a little car. It's in like a little box. So like, yeah, like this.
Is it like a collector's item?
Yeah. It's like, it would be like a 1970 240X. This is like just like random like cars type, and like certain ones have it bigger on the, I guess, Hot Wheel community, you could call it. But I'd never seen Hot Wheel community. People do collect them, so I post them on eBay, and then they'll sell for like $160 after fees. I think it was like $160, and basically when it comes in, I just ship it to eBay, and then that's easy $130, and it literally doesn't sell out for like 5 minutes. So like anybody can do it.
You can now resell cars this summer and make you some bread.
Yeah,
that's
so
another thing
like,
you can resell.
But then it's like, all right, you get that Hot Wheels and you don't pre-sell it on eBay. The price definitely drops a good amount because all the people that got them, they came in and now they're starting to sell them. Because like a lot of people don't know that pre-selling, like you'll make a lot more because it's a pre-sale. You're just
and you can guarantee somebody's getting a pair.
So that's like a lot of time on eBay. Like I'll sell on eBay and I'll sell like a shoe, like when you get the reservations, like on the.
Yeah, I see a lot of people do that.
So if I know I'm gonna be picking up a size 10, 9, and like 8, I'll post that on eBay for a high price. And anybody that wants to make sure that they get a pair.
They got their pair,
and they're gonna pay probably 50 more than what the market is, but they're guaranteeing their stuff up, and a lot of people do it. And the other thing is the eBay.
I did it, and I paid so much money for that shoe.
Bro, I gotta ask, because I know a lot of people are probably wondering, is it still possible to manually check out, like, without the bots, the proxies? Is it still possible to get pairs of shoes without?
Definitely. So, like,
really?
So, like, there's, like, certain websites, certain times, like, you really got to be, like, time management. Like, during a shoe drop, because everything drops, like, within the same minutes. Mm-hmm. So, you got to be, like, on it. So, like, on my phone, I'll always open up Finish Line and JD Sports. JD Sports, I've copped a pair every single release, last 4 releases. The Yeezy Slides, the UNC Dunks, Jordan 4s, every release I've hit. And all you do is open the app at 9:58. And then you, like, wait for the queue. So it's basically like a queue. You're just waiting. You may not get through. You may get through. But, like, that's a better chance than, like, foot sites. So I definitely focus your time on that instead of trying to check out on Foot Locker, because it will never happen. I'm telling you right now, it will never happen. People don't get checkouts on bots. So, like, it's not.
Man, it's not 3-4 years ago when you could still hit manual.
Yeah, you could hit manual. Now it's like that. And then the other thing is for, like, Yeezy Supply. If you want to try to go for it, the best thing you could do is open Chrome users. So basically what that is you press, like, your ID or whatever for Google, and it'll say, like, add guests. So you can add around 25 guests. So each guest is basically a different cookie, or, like, different cookies. So, like, when you open up it for Yeezy Supply, it's not the same. It's not on the same thing. So you can open multiple. So you open, like, 10 or 15 of those, and that's, like, basically 10 or 15 people trying to go for it. But they're on different Chrome users, so therefore you won't get, like, your IP banned. Just, like, that's what for manual, I actually, back in the day, I used to hit 4, 5, 6 pairs like that. Just simply like that.
Oh, dude.
Just waiting.
There's methods, bro.
There's a lot of different ways, and there's even more ways. I'm still learning, as we said. Like, there's every day, like, I'll learn, like, a new loop, or, like, a new, like, I'm like, oh, I just knew that. Next release, I'll make sure to do, because there's, like, you kind of create your own, like,
your own methods,
your own loops. Like, what's the best for you? Like, go to this store at this time, when restocks happen around. Like, it's really just building. Like, that's the whole game. It just takes time, more time, and you build your way up slowly. But there's people like I said, my boy Jameer. Like, the last time he, like, texted.
Shout out Jameer.
Yeah, he literally, like, he started reselling, like, not even this year, and he stays up from, like, he does not sleep. Like, he'll, like, stay up for, like, the Target. Oh, that's the other thing. Cards. Sports cards.
I was going to ask you about those.
So, like, he'll stay up. And he stayed up. It was, like, a Wednesday morning. And they released the Prism NBA boxes. So those sell for, like, $300 a pop. Retail is $40. $40, $300, $250 retail. Bro. He got 20 boxes. In one cart, you can put 10 boxes at Target. So, like, that was one thing. Like, he just stayed up. It was 7:15 in the morning on a Wednesday, in summer. Like, nobody's usually up for that. You know what I mean? But he's up. He has no bots. No bots. Hitting PS5s all the time. He got 2 PS5s on the drop today.
So you don't need bots.
You do not need, but Discord, like, that's the thing he does have. So the chat that I'm in, he's in as well.
So
yeah, you might have to swing me that chat after the podcast.
Yeah. So basically, you're telling Discord
definitely
is essential.
invest. Definitely, because you're spending $30 to $40, sometimes $60 if you want to be in a good group. But they teach you how to, like, you definitely would have had information on those yellow MCAs, if you know what those are. The ones, if you're in any Discord chat, they would have had the information on how you can spoof your location and be in Chicago to where you could actually secure the shoe. Okay. A couple of my boys got that shoe. Like, they literally give you. That's how I learned how to sell Hot Wheels. I've sold squishy. They're called squishy mellows.
What? You sell those?
Yeah, I sold a few. Just because, like, they were at Five Below, and I checked Discord and I saw that they were selling the cow one. It was like this big, and it was a cow. It was like $7. I sold on eBay for like $100. Same day, just sold it. Crazy. Like, you would never think for, like, a squishy mellow pillow to make you $80, but it did.
All right, I got a question. Is it true with the Discord chats, some people have bots and you could pay them to run their bots for you?
Oh yeah, so basically there's 2 ways you can do it. You can basically, if you don't have the money and you want to get in more to, like, the botting scene instead of the in-store, you can actually rent bots for a certain release. So, like, sometimes, like, if I'm out of town, like, when I was in Cali, I rented my bot out to somebody. So you rent it out, and, like, depending on the bot, it's like be $50 for the release, or like $60. But again, you may not get anything, and then
And you lose money to the
So
guys.
wait, do they have to be on your computer, or how do you lend them your bot?
So like it's basically a key. When you get the bot, you have a key, and that key is connected to your Discord, so you can reset that key at any time because it's connected to your Discord account. So you just basically give them that key, reset the key, and then it's their IP address, and they're all good to go. It's simple. And then the other thing you could do when you're in Discord chats, they do a lot of like slots. So because you're paying for this Discord chat, you get an opportunity to. It's not risky, but you have to give them all your information, like your CVV, like your whole entire credit card, your name, basically everything, your address. So like they could technically use your card for anything. Mm-hmm. But like most Discord chats, if you're in a good legit one, they're not going to do that, and they'll run that card on their bot and basically get you a checkout. So on the Yeezy Mono Ice release, my bot crashed, and I gave all my profiles, all my cards, not all of them, but like a good amount, to my friend, same bot as me, but he already got 14 pairs, so he didn't want any more. He actually ended up checking 8 pairs out, like 15 minutes into the release. Just I gave him all the stuff, he just pressed start on his bot, and 8 checkouts came in, and I saw all of them in the email. So like that's like technically slots, you know what I mean? So you don't know that you got the checkout, but it comes in your email because somebody else is running it for you.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy.
There's a lot of
stuff people don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot more that if I just looked on my phone, I could just like see what's going on right now. Like there's probably something. It's like literally every second there's like, oh, restock this, restock that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
Because I follow Soul Links, and Soul Links
they always
posting some type of restock, something dropping, sneakers doing a surprise drop. Like it's always some crazy shit going on in the sneaker game.
We're touching an hour now, so if I start,
we should wrap
closing this up. One more question, bro. If you like, and we're gonna ask this to everybody. What advice do you have for somebody that's watching this video that wants to be like you, but they're at point A? How do they get to point Tyler? Like, where's?
I'm gonna try that.
What's the connection there?
So the best advice that I could give is like when I say watch YouTube videos, like spend so much. Like there's so much advice that they give that like you could just learn from other people. Like it's all about learning. And
you got YouTube, right?
Yeah, I do have a YouTube. TK Got Kicks. I always drop like how to cop guides before the releases and stuff like that to help people how to get their pairs.
Fire.
Stuff like that. TK. There's also a lot of other YouTubers that like show you how they do it, just like how I do it, and that's how I started to get really like just watching other people, learning from other people. And the other thing is like the dedication that comes from the beginning is like so many times I was like, it's not worth it, and I just kept going. And like I stopped. At some points I stopped and I just didn't do it for a few months, and I came back to it. Like there was like points where I was thinking I'd never do it again, but then like I just kept sticking to it. Kind of. I didn't always stick to it, but when I finally like saw the things like stuff to progress, I kept going, and then now I'm to the point where I'm securing like 10 to 15 pairs per release. So definitely dedication. Build your accounts. Connections first. The money will follow, Don't worry about making that extra $20. Worry about making the extra connection with that person, because that could build to something later on, or they can put you on with something else in a whole different topic, but they could help you with something. So it's always good to like build bridges, connections, networking, and yeah, that's pretty much probably.
All right, man.
And that's TK Got Kicks for you, man. Pleasure having you on the podcast, man.
I'm glad.
We definitely gonna have you on here again. You definitely gave out a lot of gems today. I think a lot of people is gonna appreciate this podcast. Yeah. You feel me? Just tell them where they can find you at, on social media.
TK Got Kicks on Instagram, as well as YouTube. I post everything I get. I post on my Instagram. I have better prices than you'll see anywhere else. I can promise you that. YouTube,
big facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he be hooking it up on the fitteds and everything.
Bro, right before we went to LA, caught me a little pair of Shadows. Way under the market,
exactly. So I'm always like, you feel me? And it's also like, you come shop with me, you keep consistently coming to me, you're gonna get better and better prices because you're showing me love. I'm gonna show you love right back.
For sure.
So definitely follow those two, and yeah.
Yeah, Icon Fam. That's another one in the books. This is our first one, by the way. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Keep tuning in, keep supporting the family. You feel me? We going up. You know, follow me at Sincerely Maine. Follow Creative Hub Podcast. Follow SP Creative Hub on Instagram. Luke, plug yourself.
Follow Luke Almighty 2 Y's. Luke Almighty with 2 Y's on Instagram. Feel me? We going up. Yeah. Happy to be the SPT, by the way. I don't know if y'all really know my face, but I'm here now, so feel me? I'm gonna be joining for a lot more podcasts. I'm super excited. We about to build this shit up from the ground, no cap.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be a big year.
Yeah.
And thank you, Tyler, for sliding through, being our first little thing. You feel me?
Yep. Feeling Shameless. Creative Hub Podcast.
Shameless.
We out.